What's going on, friends? Welcome back to the Honeystead. If you're new here, my name is Kaylee. I'm a beekeeper, herbalist, just do a little bit of everything here in Virginia. And today we are sitting up in the high tunnel. It's been a little bit chilly and gross weather lately. But I wanted to come up and see what was starting to sprout and then do an update on my freeze-dried Tulsi, my freeze-dried holy basil that I started the other week, which I'm gonna have to be like 100% transparent. But come on, let's see what's popping up. So all of our trays kind of have a little bit of everything on it. I have got a good bit of the herbs that are already started, and there's some that I'm gonna just go ahead and direct sow. I'm playing around and seeing if we can get some started here, but I'll more than likely direct sow a good bit as well. But my first tray that I have, this is primarily lettuce, which I'm unfortunately gonna go have to start again because it looks like we have a little bug that's been nibbling on it. And one day we're gonna have some nice tables in here, but for right now, like, this is just what we're gonna do. But this tray right here it has fennel that is starting to pop up. I have a few of them, and then just a few more. Looks like they're coming. And then I have some marshmallow root, and then I also have cilantro. Now, fennel, lovely, a lovely herb. I'll use the seed and mix it in with some of our meats. I'll also take the seed and make a really good bitter with it. It's great for your digestive. Marshmallow root, I know I've done a video on marshmallow root in the past. It takes a little while to get it kind of established. I'm growing a good bit of it, and I have some growing inside my garden. Had some. I don't know if it's gonna, I'm not really sure if it's coming back or not. We'll see. But my plan is to put some marshmallow root down near our creek side this year. It prefers like a really nice damp area, so we're gonna try to like plant some over there. Then I have a lot of cilantro. That's probably one of my favorite herbs to incorporate into many dishes, whether it's a soup or, adding it into, obviously, tacos. I do a lot with the soup, but my goal this year is to harvest enough cilantro that I don't have to buy it from the store. And then my goal is to go ahead and freeze dry a lot of the cilantro because of how much I actually use cilantro. And I know cilantro is not for everybody, but for me it is. And it looks like my daughter accidentally overseeded a good bit. But it is what it is. We're still going to be able to use it. Then looks like some stuff is popping up on this one. Let's look at it. I have some Astragalus. Oh, hello, little one. I have a few Astragalus that are popping up, not too many. And then some self-heal. Now, I'll actually use the self-heal in a nice salve. And then all of this is going to be fenugreek. So this is a new one for me that I'm going to grow. But I am pretty pumped. It is growing really well. And then the rest of the tray over here, just a little bit is popping up. But this is all German chamomile. Now, chamomile is definitely one of my main herbs that I will use primarily in a tea form, but I also will use chamomile in eye compresses to help if my eyes are just like, if I've been staring at my computer for a little bit too long. I will actually brew a cup of tea, then take the bag and then place it on my eyes, and it really does help. It's great for styes, but also just to bear in mind, any of the herbs that I ever talk about to you guys it is wise for you to do your own research and make sure that that herb is good for you. The reason why I say that is because chamomile is in the Asteraceae family. And if you're new to herbal medicine, it's always really a good idea to look at the plants and also look at the family that the plants are in, just in case if you might have like an allergic reaction to plants that are also in the Asteraceae family, like ragweed. But chamomile is definitely one that I'm very excited to grow. We grew a lot last year. I harvested all the flower heads and dried them and have been enjoying them over the fall and winter when I don't have anything growing, and making them into cups of teas. And you know, chamomile for me is just great. It's very relaxing. It's perfect for my body, especially when I have like worked very hard throughout the day. But looks like there's a few more little things over here popping up. We're gonna go look at them. Now I just started these, and it looks like right there, hello little baby, that is a California poppy. So I've grown California poppy before. I tend to unalive it on accident, so I'm hoping that this go around will be different. But California poppy is a wonderful herb for an analgesic. So if you have for pain management, that's a great little herb. Then I have some blue vervain, some agrimony. I also have, oh look at that, I believe my first little Arnica. We're gonna see, hopefully that's Arnica. I can kind of see a little something that is popping up. That is some Codenopsis. Now this is going to be my first time actually growing Codenopsis, but I do actually have some root that I have on hand for in the event. Codenopsis is considered an adaptogen herb, and I've read some pretty interesting studies on Codenopsis and immune system support, especially for people who have like immune systems that are compromised. So I'm kind of excited to, you know, really get to know Codenopsis a little bit better. Now next to it, I have a little bit of Angiographis, or also known as the King of Bitters, super bitter. That's why it's called the King of Bitters. But my Thai grandmother was the one that actually was asking about Angiographis and if I could grow it. Mainly because back in her country, back in Thailand, a lot of people were going to that herb to help support themselves during the time when COVID was going around. So we're gonna try to get this thing growing, and I plan on harvesting a good bit and then preserving it so that she can take advantage of it. It looks like I've got a good bit of mugwort growing, which is very much overseeded, but okay. My daughter and one of her friends who comes and helps her on the farm helped me get a lot of these seeds started, which I'm extremely thankful for the extra set of hands. Plus, it's a great opportunity for them to, you know, learn more about this. Mugwort is one that I do have growing around the property, just kind of growing, and I'm planning on actually having a few more spots that I'd like to grow it, and we wanted to give it a shot and see if we can get them started as seed. But mugwort is one that will actually help your body relax as well, help you get to sleep if you need it. There are many other benefits for it. One of them, I know some people will actually use mugwort to actually to dream. I know when I do use mugwort, I absolutely like have very vivid, very crazy dreams. So bear in mind, like if you do end up trying mugwort, then you probably are going to have some pretty interesting dreams. Then next to it, I have some stinging nettle that is growing. Now, I planted stinging nettle in the past. I'm going to go check and see here once it starts really warming up if it's going to come back. It looks like I've got a good bit that are popping up. My germination rate with stinging nettle hasn't been that great, but this go around I actually took the packet and I put it in my refrigerator for a good solid like 4 weeks before I actually planted it to kind of cold stratify it. Now in the past, like, I have not done that, and that's probably why I haven't had the greatest luck with growing stinging nettle, but I do very much like stinging nettle in many of the teas. It's great for, I mean, it's just an overall like perfect tea that you can have. It's a perfect herb that you can have on a daily basis, and that is my go-to to help with many systems of my body, especially like, you know, flushing and moving and kind of getting out of this winter funk and kind of coming into spring. Stinging nettle is definitely a good one that I've been drinking on a regular basis. Now next to it I have some Meadow Sweet, and I see like a few popping up. Now Meadow Sweet is one that I use primarily for inflammation in the digestive system, but as you start to research these plants for yourself, you're gonna see that they have multiple actions, and that means they do multiple things, which I find completely amazing. Now there's a lot of information out there, and I've shared a lot of videos between the garden and the apothecary and out foraging, but sometimes I know that when somebody is wanting to learn, they don't quite know where to start. And so because of that, Jill and I from Whispering Willow Farm, we did put together a complete online home apothecary course. That link will be down in the description. I'll also go ahead and pin it in the first comment if anyone is interested in just going to one place to learn all the things. We share a good bit. We talk about the herbs, the systems of the body, the holistic approach to it. You're also going to get a lot of recipes that I use here on a normal basis. But there's the Grower's Guide as well, which is a bundle that you could also take advantage of that teaches about the growing of these herbs, and not just how to use them. So I'll put all that down below, and it's been a great resource for myself, for many. This has been, you know, years of information that I've compiled to just put in one place, which is very, very helpful. I wanted to share what's growing behind me because my grow bags are still quite empty, but this one is definitely starting to pop up. I threw it in on a whim, hoping that it was going to start to grow, and sure enough, it is absolutely growing. But I decided to plant some horseradish root here in the high tunnel. I don't know if that was a complete mistake or not. We're going to find out. But the horseradish is definitely starting to grow, and I do use horseradish. Actually, during cold and flu season quite a bit. I'll take the horseradish and I'll cut it up and I'll turn it into fire cider, which I have a whole video on. But fire cider is a very fun way to take a nice shot of horseradish, along with other, you know, citrus and other fun things. And that to me it's been a game changer for my health, but I have a whole video on that. But yeah, we're growing some horseradish here in the high tunnel. I don't know if it continues to get really big. We might pull it up and replant it outside. We'll see. I don't know, but I'm just very happy and surprised that it's actually growing. This is looking like it needs a little bit of water. And I'm gonna go ahead and give it some water. I haven't really watered in here because our temperatures got really cold. So I was kind of like, you know, didn't want to overwater it, but I'm going to go ahead and take care of it today. But this is some ashwagandha. Now, I grew ashwagandha last year here, and I took a lot of the seeds and I saved them. And I think I might have killed this side. We're going to try this again, but it looks like this side is popping up. But ashwagandha is a lovely adaptogen. You can use the leaves, you can use the root, and you can use the berries. Now this year, my goal, because I wasn't 100% sure if I was going to keep ashwagandha alive. Definitely did not. I have a bunch of dead ashwagandha outside, but lessons learned. I spoke with another grower, kind of a little bit colder climate than me, because typically ashwagandha does not overwinter in our climate, hence the reason why I accidentally unalived it. But they said that you can actually grow ashwagandha on a regular basis. Just grow it every single year, plant it like you would any other plant, and then what you're gonna do is you're gonna harvest it, harvest the root, and then call it, you know? So I'm gonna plan on doing that. I'm gonna grow ashwagandha, you know, outside, and then just harvest it every year and just regrow it. Now, the one thing I will do, just for fun, if I can, I'd like to dedicate one of these grow bags to ashwagandha. I think it would be fun. We're gonna give it a shot and see if I can keep it alive. So that is a goal and a project, but the berry is the one that I plan on harvesting a lot more this year. I've been doing a lot of reading about ashwagandha as an adaptogen and how it's really beneficial for your health, but primarily for recovery. So if you fought a nasty bug and you're just trying to support your body to get better, the berry is what you would go to help kind of, I want to say like revitalize, but to help with, I guess, recovery. Actually, it would be just recovery. I don't need to pick a fancy word for it. But recovery is the goal for the berry and ashwagandha. Let's see what else I have growing. I've got a whole bunch of echinacea that is growing over there, but right here, this is my holy basil, my freeze-dried holy basils. They're all popping up and they need to be watered, so I'm definitely going to water them today. So I planted my freeze-dried holy basil a good bit ago. I'd actually have to look at that video to kind of pull reference to see how long ago, and it was growing. It was doing so good, so good. And then what had happened was I actually had my seed starts inside my house, and I had to sneak away for a little bit to go on a trip, and I forgot to water them before I actually left the house. And then while I was gone, the grow mats were on, and I accidentally dehydrated my holy basil, that I was super excited to be able to be like, look, I can actually, like, I actually was able to grow holy basil from freeze-dried seeds. So that is what happened. They grew, and then I dehydrated them, and then I had a few more and I planted them again, and they are growing. So I am gonna water them because it looks like I'm about to unalive them again. So, you know, it looks like today is water day for all the things. And so yeah, you can grow plants from seeds that are freeze-dried successfully. You just have to not forget. That's what happened. And I'm not watering this as much, but I'm definitely going to take care of this today. But I have got some turmeric that is sprouting. I've got 3 trays, but 2 of the trays look like they are all starting to sprout. So that is going to be very exciting because I plan on doing a good bit with the turmeric this year. And then in this little nugget, my makeshift, like, oh no, I don't want to kill my plant, is, let's see, this is, it's starting to pop up, but this is golden seal. So it's starting, very exciting. We're going to talk more about golden seal on another day. I'm hoping we'll plan on doing that when we go to transplant, but right beside it is, let's see if I can pull this up. This is a Schizandra plant. The berry is what we use. It's an adaptogen as well. And then the other thing that we are planting this year is sunchokes. So I've wanted to grow sunchokes. I just didn't quite have an idea on where I wanted to put them because I know that they are like, let's grow, you know? And I have this hillside. It's a small hillside on the opposite side of the road that really just grows weeds, which I love the weeds, don't get me wrong. Like, I can get my yarrow there, I get my goldenrod there, but there's a couple of spots that I would really like to go ahead and just bring in the plants, bring in some more flowers. And I think the sunchoke flower is really pretty, but it's also another source of food. And why not? You know, bring the things in that you're going to be able to eat. But this is a Jerusalem artichoke, and I don't know how many pounds. I have a good bit of Jerusalem artichokes. So they are ready to go into the ground, and we're going to be doing that here very, very soon. When we go to plant these, I want to talk more about what I've learned about the Jerusalem artichoke. And then also, of course, you know, when it comes time to harvesting, like, I found a couple recipes that I'm like, oh, this is going to be fun. So not only is it going to be a really pretty flower, but it's also going to be another food source here. And that is something that I'm really I'm very excited about. It looks like there's still a good bit that's getting ready to start popping up, and as they do, and then as we start kind of putting them into the ground, like I plan on taking you guys with me on that as well. But as the season progresses and the things start to grow, I'm sure we're going to be spending a lot more time outside together with the camera. Of course, you know, taking and sharing with you guys the progress of the garden as things start to come alive and start to grow. And this is definitely what I need. I'm ready. I'm ready for the herbs. I'm ready for the bees. I'm ready to just be in it completely. But as always, don't be afraid to get your hands dirty and learn something old. Bye, guys.